Hello there, everybody. I wanted to make this video today for those of you that maybe have seen some of our videos, maybe know a little bit about what we do, maybe decided in the new year that you were looking to take your family and your kiddos and look for a little bit more of a holistic route when it comes to their health. Maybe you're starting to think pediatric and family chiropractic might be something that you could surely benefit from, but don't exactly know what to expect, aren't really sure how the whole process goes. And one thing that I wanted to tell you that we hear over and over and over again is that our new practice members, our new families, when they come in, are constantly surprised in the best of ways how in-depth, how detailed, and how complete our new patient process really is. And so I just wanted to explain a little bit how it goes, right? So if you call Bright Beginnings and you get me on the phone and we're making an appointment, or you send us an email, we're making an appointment, the first new patient experience is split into 3 different appointments. And we do this specifically to make it as easy and as efficient for your more than likely probably pretty busy family schedule, right? Everything about the office, from the layout to it, from the rooms, we've got a mom's room for breastfeeding, for baby changing, to the layout, to the open doors, everything about the office, to the kids' play area, everything is built and designed with you and your family in mind. And so when we start to break down the new patient experience, it's 3 appointments for you, but there's really 5 steps to it. So we're going to break it down into those 5 things. And the first one is we send you paperwork. It's all digital, right? We don't need to spend time filling out paperwork. You're a busy mom or a busy dad. It comes right to your phone. You fill it on your phone. It takes you maybe 10, 15 minutes. It is really in depth because we ask a lot of questions. And the reason we ask those questions is because there are a lot of important things that go on at the very beginning, or even all the way back to preconception, fertility, pregnancy, that we need to know about, because those are the pieces of the puzzle that we are looking for, and the questions we are asking in our intake form that we hear all the time of, no one's ever asked me that before. Well, if they're not looking for it, then they're not going to ask for it, right? But we're looking for things that other doctors are not necessarily looking for. And so we got to ask some questions. And oftentimes for some of the older kids, it can be a little bit hard to go all the way back. Oh, I don't remember, what happened in pregnancy. I don't remember exactly when they started walking or whatever. We can take some generalities, especially once the kids are older. But when they're younger, it's really, really important for us to get a lot of those details. And so anyways, you fill out all those details on the paperwork. And the first step is a consultation on the phone with me. The reason why we do it on the phone is because if we have you come into the office with your kiddos are running around, they're playing with the toys, it's loud in here, there's other kids and families in here, it's hard to just really talk adult to adult, doctor to parent, and get as much information as possible, because again, we need all that information. It's super important in terms of moving on through the next steps of our new patient experience. So once we take the time to get all the paperwork filled out, get all the details from the consultation, then we can go ahead and move on. And the second visit of your new patient experience is your first time coming into the office. So you come into the office, we're here to welcome you. Your kid's name is on the board. They get super excited. It's not like coming to any other doctor's office. There's a play area right when you walk in. They get excited. They're not worried about what to expect, or there's not any pain or any tests or anything crazy like that. And when you come in, we do our nervous system scans. Now, the nervous system scans are all sensory in nature. Nothing's going into the body. They're non-invasive. They're relatively easy. Now, we're working with kids, so sometimes it can be a little bit of a process, and we have to test our patience and work together as a team. Maybe it's that time where, even though we try to limit screen time, we let them watch a video to keep them still and calm as we're doing the scans. For you and I, when we do the scans as an adult, it takes maybe 8 to 10 minutes. So for a kid, sometimes it's 15, 20 if we're pushing it. But it just kind of depends on the kiddo, on the age, on the how much they're cooperating that day. But like I said, we're used to it. It doesn't bother us that it takes a little bit longer. We don't get frustrated. We test our patience a little bit, and we work together with you to get the information that we need, because it's super, super important. Because once we get that scan information, that's the second piece of the puzzle. And there's really 2 pieces that I really need. And it's that all the information we get from the paperwork and the consult, right? And then we take that info of kind of what your kiddo's story has been since birth, or even before, up till today. And then the other piece of the puzzle is the nervous system scan. So we take those 2 pieces, we put them together, and that's how I can then jump into what would be the third step of our 5-step clinical process. And that is, the second you walk out the door, I am then putting together a customized, individualized care plan for your kids, for your family, based on the consult and the information we get there and those scans, right? And it takes me a decent amount of time, right? I spend a good amount of time really breaking down each piece of the puzzle. And we even have a spreadsheet that we put all of the different values in from the scans, all of the different info in from the consultation, because there are certain pieces of, if these certain kiddos we've seen over and over again, if you had some of these struggles early on, or had this happen during your birth process, that might mean that it's going to take a longer period of time to get health and healing, right? Or there are certain things that maybe, it's going to be a shorter period of time, but it has to be really high frequency in how often we're seeing you. Or there's all these different variables, and so we put that all together almost like a math equation, and then we create your customized care plan, right? And then that brings us to the third visit of your new patient experience. You come back in and we go over, we call it our report of findings, right? Or review of findings. We go over everything, right? We give you a super clear explanation of what is causing your child's challenges. We go super in depth into the scans, right? This takes us about 40 minutes. It's a longer appointment. The kids can come, especially if they're of age. We break it down in a way where they can kind of sort of understand what's going on a little bit as well. And we get all the way into the details. There's 3 scans for most kids once they're about age 6 or 7. If they're a little bit younger, there's 2 scans. We go over them in detail. We go over them in detail with you, with the kids if they're of age, and we put together and explain our detailed action plan and care plan moving forward, right? Once we can identify, hey, this is what's going on, because those tests are so cool, right? It's an incredible technology that gives us a ton of information that so many other doctors don't have access to. And once we have that, once we know what's going on, it's a lot easier to create a solution, right? We're not just throwing darts of, I think this might be happening, let's try this, let's try this. No, this is what's happening. This is what we need to do about it, right? And so we can put that care plan in place in terms of how often you need to come, how long we think it's going to take, all of those details, the cost of it, of course, we go over that as well, right? Schedule and financials are 2 big variables that we are very used to dealing with when it comes to families, right? We are open till 7 p.m., 4 nights a week. We're open on Saturday morning because why? Because that's when families come in. Like I said at the beginning, everything, the way the office looks, the way the office functions, the times we're open, all designed with you and your family in mind. And during that review findings, of course, we get all of your questions answered. Anything you come up with, the classic saying, right? No dumb questions, no bad questions. We answer them all. We go into depth. This is your child's health we're talking about, right? We're more than happy to spend as much time as you need. If I get behind, it's okay. Because guess what? All the families understand if I'm behind, it's because I spent extra time with another family, and at some point they're going to be that family, and I'm going to spend extra time with them if that's what they need that day as well, right? Now, I don't like running behind, right? But more than willing to do it, right? These appointments are not going to be rushed. You're going to be heard, you're going to be listened to, and we're going to give you those answers that you're searching for, and that hope maybe that you're searching for as well. And then last but not least, the last piece of our kind of clinical process is we start our adjustments. And that happens on that third visit, that second time in the office, but third part of that new patient experience. After we go through the review findings, we go over the schedule, we go over the financials, we get your kiddo in there or you in there, and we give you your first adjustment. And that's a super awesome experience because for so many people, it's maybe the first time they've ever been to a chiropractor. If they have been to a chiropractor before, it's usually a lot different than what they expected because we adjust differently. And it's because when we have those nervous system scans, we have so much more information at our fingertips that we can apply that into how we adjust. And so I use different techniques. We don't do the same adjustments on every kid, every adult, because everyone's a different individual. They need different things. And based on your scans, we know, okay, they need this type of adjustment, this specific technique in this area. There are some adjustments that are used that are a little bit more to wake things up. There are other adjustments that we need to use to calm things down, to unwind things. It all depends on what we find in the scan. So everything is super individualized, super customized based on what we find in that new patient experience. So that is what the new patient experience looks like at Bright Beginnings. And like I said, it is all designed with your family in mind. So we use that 5-step clinical process. We use our 3-step new patient experience and have helped tons of kids and families, whether it was my time in the Chicagoland area the previous 7 years or the last few months that we've been working here up in the North Shore since we opened the new office. So to learn more, to get started, to get this new patient experience for you and your family, simply just send us a message. We can also go to the link in our bio. We've got a make an appointment. Our website's on there. Give us a call. Our phone number is also textable. Again, why? Because it has to be easy for you parents. Sometimes you don't even have time to make a call or to send an email. Just send us a text. Super easy. Everything designed for your family, for your kids. Let's go ahead and do this thing, right?